We are gathered here tonight to honor those who have volunteered for pro bono and to induct some two stalwarts of legal services into the Circle of Honor. The great majority of civil legal problems faced by New Jersey residents living in poverty are matters related to essential needs, keeping them in homes, securing a place for them to live, securing a government benefit, such as food, or for those challenged with disabilities, a benefit that will help them sustain themselves and their families. The need is great, and the struggle to provide equal access to justice continues with great urgency. The lawyers and others that we're recognizing tonight voluntarily chose to play a critical role to help meet that need.
We know in this country and in this state, too many people continue to lack access to counsel. And we know how critical that is when they are facing an eviction or a family dispute or struggling to get the wages or benefits to which they're entitled or government benefits or on and on. We know that the presence of an attorney is often the single most important factor in whether they will be successful in that legal effort. And so what you all do, I know we're honoring the pro bono representation that so many have brought to the table, but whether you're a career attorney with legal services or this is an important part of your practice as a pro bono attorney, what you do literally changes lives.
I just noticed that this is in the name of Winona Lippman and Bob Franks. Now we have two people here who I think are in the same kind of mold. Ileana grew up in Newark and has a great, as you can see from her bio, has a terrific story to tell, but basically has dedicated her career to public service.
You know, it's really an honor and a privilege to be here tonight, and I thank all the honorees and everyone who puts in such hard contributions because your time is so precious. I come from a family of immigrants. My parents immigrated here to the best country in the whole entire world. And, you know, I often tell the story sometimes when I go and speak to kids because, you know, my mom has a third grade education level. My dad wanted to go to high school more than anything in this world, but it just didn't work out for his family because he had to work. And that's how many of us, that's how many of my parents' friends were raised. And when we came here to the US, my dad's biggest thing and my mom was about education. It didn't matter about anything else, but it mattered about going to school, getting good grades, and there was no opportunity for you not to do well because you had to do well. And I say that because I'm sitting here in a room full of people and I say that because all of you are highly educated, but there's something very special about all of you. A lot of you can make a lot of money, you can do great and big things, but you take the opportunity and the time to potentially help families like my parents did that immigrated here many, many years ago, over 40 years ago. And you help them for a better life, you help them for a better future, but most importantly, you help give children the opportunity to have that maybe they wouldn't have anywhere else. So I just want to say thank you very much for all the work that you do, because I think what I end up doing, and I see Assemblywoman Verlina Reynolds-Jackson that sits on budget with me, our job sometimes is very easy compared to the tasks that all of you do each day and every day. So on behalf of myself and my family, thank you very much.
From a perspective of an individual who's not only a legislator but a terrific guy, Kip has served at every level of government, as you see in the bio, you know, the local level, county level, assemblyman, senator, and with distinction.
It's so special to receive an award from Legal Services of New Jersey because really, you're the ones who do so much for so many people. You know, one of my jobs that I've done for almost 33 years is I prosecute in municipal court every week. Mondays, Tuesdays, the second Wednesday, the fourth Wednesday. And I see firsthand how individuals really are struggling struggling in New Jersey, and they get in that black hole, they're suspended, they really need help. And I know that legal services and the public defenders really step up to make a difference.
On behalf of the New Jersey Bankruptcy Lawyers Foundation, we deeply appreciate this recognition. New Jersey Legal Services has been a partner with our organization since its inception. You and the other leaders of your organization have given us inspiration and guidance over the years, and that encouragement and support has been deeply appreciated. Carol is the face of the program. She's the one who rides herd on our grant reviewers to make sure that our applicants, many of which come through legal services and through various clinics, get a fair shake. And if the grants are approved, Carol does her darndest to make sure that those folks get their money right away.
Back in 2005, when I first started working for the foundation, I had lost my mother. Now, 18 years later, I've worked for them, and I have to say, I have truly enjoyed working with legal services and processing these applications. This year, I lost my husband unexpectedly. And I know he's up there, and my mom is up there saying, you deserve this kiddo. So my angels are there. Thank you so much.
It's a great honor for me to accept this award on behalf of Stanley Van Ness. As you know, I succeeded him as public advocate in the state of New Jersey. Gave me the opportunity in our transition period to really understand how genuine he was and how deeply he believed in the mission of the public advocate. I had chaired legal services in Camden years ago, but I never thought I would be in a position of following a giant like Stanley. I only hoped that if he were able to look down, he would see that my footprints tried to go in the right direction. But I'm honored to have accepted this award on his behalf.
To establish justice, quote unquote, to establish justice is the very first goal of the United States that the United States Constitution sets for our more perfect union in its preamble. We regularly pledge our allegiance to the flag and the country for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. And the western and eastern facades of the United States Supreme Court courthouse, there are the mottos, equal justice under law, and justice the guardian of liberty. These are not simply aspirational words. Our rule of law is fundamentally dependent upon the premise that courts and the law will be fair for everyone, that poor and rich alike will be treated equally. And yet, in most cases, access to our courts and to justice is dependent upon having access to a lawyer. Perhaps surprisingly for some, although not for those of you in this room, there is no constitutional guarantee of a right to legal representation in civil legal matters, even though the lack of a lawyer can often mean wrongful eviction, the loss of a child, the theft of benefits, unfair treatment by the unscrupulous, and much more. The staff of LSNJ and our regional programs are working fiercely in the trenches, supported and supplemented by untold hours of private attorneys and paralegals contributing their time and efforts pro bono, contributions which we celebrate this evening. But to paraphrase Robert Frost, we have miles to go before we can sleep. Again, I thank LSNJ for granting me admission to the Circle of Justice, congratulate the honorees for your part in advancing access to justice, and wish all of you every success in the continuing battle to help the United States of America live up to its goal of establishing justice and assuring equal justice for all. Thank you very much.
I want to thank you all for coming, especially the honorees and volunteers, and thank you to the sponsors of tonight's evening for your generous donations. We've come a long way in 55 years, but we still have a long way to go. I hope tonight has inspired you to continue on this journey with us. Until we see each other again, hopefully at our 55th later this year, be safe. Thank you again for coming. Good night. Thank you.